welcome to the Unknown Godcast. Today is January 2nd, 2019. My name is Jeff.
And I am Missy.
That's my beautiful wife.
I'm here by the miracle of technology.
Working remote once again, but we're figuring this thing out. So happy you could join us today. This is our daily Bible reading, Monday through Friday. We take a chapter of the New Testament, read it out loud, put it out there in the world, and just share a few of our thoughts. Quick disclaimer, we are not Bible teachers. We never went to seminary. We're not pastors. We are lay people in the church, but we take the Bible seriously. And this is something we would do anyway, so we just want to throw it out there in the world. And hopefully create maybe a little bit of a community around this thing. Hopefully
It was about 4 years ago you started listening to a daily audio Bible.
Yes, it was stuff just like this that kind of changed.
That kind of hooked us.
My trajectory and got me studying the Bible deeper. So this is our attempt to put another tool out there, and hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully it encourages you also to dig in a little bit deeper into the text. So we started in Matthew. We did chapter 1 yesterday. Today we find ourselves in chapter 2. So without any further ado, here we go. Matthew chapter 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They told him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it is written by the prophet, And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod summoned the wise men secretly, and ascertained from them what time the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, that I too may come and worship him. After listening to the king, they went on their way, and behold, the star that they had seen when it rose went before them, until it came to rest over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy, and going into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, and said, Rise, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child, to destroy him. And he rose and took the child and his mother by night, and departed to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet, Out of Egypt I called my son. Then Herod saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and in all that region who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had ascertained from the wise men. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be comforted, because they are no more. But when Herod died, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Rise and take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the child's life are dead. And he rose and took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And being warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee, and he went and lived in the city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene. Okay, Matthew chapter 2 begins with this verse. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king. Now, one of the things I love about the Bible is it doesn't take place in a galaxy far, far away. It's not in some far-off distant land that's make-believe. It actually makes claims in history. We know Herod existed. We know a little bit about Herod and his paranoia. So what it does is it places the story in a specific time and space in history. It makes a claim that's actually verifiable. We can go back now and actually look back to see if these events happened.
What's interesting is in Luke 2, it actually documents the birth of Christ in the census. So talking about things that are verifiable, I think it was like one of the only times that Caesar Augustus did a census. So that all the world should be registered.
Registered, yep.
And that was in Luke. That's in Luke 2.
Luke chapter 2.
The beginning of it.
Yeah. So that's another pointing to something that, again, that happens in real history. We can go back right now, 2,000 years later, and we can go back and actually verify those claims through history, through archaeology. These things exist. We can actually go back and see if these stories are true. And this is one of the reasons why I love the Bible. Again, it's not, stories that take place in some make-believe land. They take place in real time and in real space. And I think another cool thing that he's doing as he weaves his way through chapter 2 here is he keeps speaking of fulfilled prophecy. So he was laying out in chapter 1 the genealogy of Jesus, saying how he is the son of Abraham, the son of David. And now he's going into some of these prophecies. Again, Matthew's making the case, listen, this is the Messiah. This is the one we have been waiting for. And what I think another kind of a neat thing in here is when it talks about the star rising. So the wise men come from the east because they see his star, and they wanted to come and worship him. So these are non-Jewish. They could be astrologers. We don't know. They could be ancient relatives of Balaam, who is in the Old Testament, in which is where we get that prophecy of a star. So back in Numbers 24, a pagan prophet named Balaam is speaking a prophecy, and he says in verse 17, I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob.
That's pretty cool.
And so many years later, they could be the ancestors of him who are actually seeing this star, who know that prophecy, and they come, and what's really amazing is they worship him.
Right, I was going to say that.
They come and they worship him as king. One of the first people here to understand that he's the king of the Jews are non-Jewish people, which I think is incredibly interesting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the story of Herod, who is, again, we can look back in history and see kind of his paranoia. He hears that there's a king of the Jews that was born. That was actually his title that was given to him. So he does not want a rival, and he goes so far as to kill every child 2 years and under.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, extreme paranoia. So we have this incredible story taking place in real time, in real space, and Matthew, again, is laying out the case. There's 3 prophecies, he says, that were fulfilled in here. So again, he's laying out the claim that this Messiah, this long-awaited Messiah that we've been waiting for, it is Jesus. He has arrived, and he will shepherd his people Israel. So a really cool chapter here.
Yeah, it is.
Matthew chapter 2, a lot of neat prophecies. Look up the cross-references. Go back and look them up. That's your extra credit for today.
Yeah, extra credit.
Look all those prophecies up.
You get a gold star.
Because it's really neat how the Old Testament and New Testament are so beautifully connected. And all those prophecies being fulfilled is just another one of those reasons why I believe the Bible to be true. So go back, look those up. We hope you enjoyed today. If you do, please let us know. Comment on the post, visit our Facebook page. If you can give us a review on iTunes, that would be a huge help. That just helps us to be seen by more eyes. It props us up there on iTunes charts. So hopefully more people can hear this. We hope you have a great day. Until next time, God bless.
God bless.